Good morning to all, and to all a good day. This is Bible Study with Elizabeth Schaefer, Part 7. And this is the final part. This is the part I'm going to try to wrap this up because with the new year brings new jobs, new things to do. So, last year they tried to take me down. They tried to make me go crazy. And it didn't work because the devil's plans backfired because it caused me to not go astray, not to go backwards, and to be committing lots of sins. I held on strong, and I didn't do anything bad at all, and it backfired because now I'm like way more of a Christian and way more like into God. So hallelujah, if you made it into the new year and praising the Lord, then that means that you won. You did a great job. If you're still alive, you did a great job. And um um yeah, like it was a year of exposure. And this year is a year of judgment. So now that they've been exposed, we have to make sure they get judged. um but anyway, with that being said, like I was thinking about what I read yesterday, and specifically Jeremiah chapter 8. And I read that with Nancy too. And I was thinking like that it means, it's in the Old Testament and it's what happened to Judah because they did something bad and whatever. And that like, no, that's not right. I was gonna say it's like what I was saying before. If you love somebody and then they do you wrong and then God got angry and he destroyed the country. I was thinking like, the Christians who have gone against us and then people who have not listened, not wanted to be like going to heaven. We're gonna go to heaven and they're gonna face God's wrath. Um, let's pull up Revelation. When the Lamb ripped off the seventh seal, heaven fell quiet, complete silence for about half an hour. I saw the seven angels who are always in readiness before God, handed seven trumpets. Then another angel carrying a gold censer came and stood at the altar. He was given a great quantity of incense so that he could offer up the prayers of all the holy people of God on the golden altar before the throne. Smoke billowed up from the incense-laced prayers of the holy ones, rose before God from the hand of the angel. Then the angel filled the censer with fire from the altar and heaved it to the earth. It set off thunders, voices, lightnings, and an earthquake. The seven angels with the trumpets got ready to blow them. At the first trumpet blast, hail and fire mixed with blood were dumped on earth. A third of the earth was scorched, a third of the trees and every blade of green grass burnt to a crisp. Maybe like California. The second angel trumpeted. Something like a huge mountain blazing with fire was flung into the sea. Like where there's that volcano with the fire coming out and it's falling into the sea. I've seen that video of that. A third of the sea turned to blood, a third of the living sea creatures died, and a third of the ships sank. The third angel trumpeted. A huge star blazing like a torch fell from heaven, wiping out a third of the rivers and a third of the springs. The star's name was Wormwood. A third of the water turned bitter, and many people died from the poisoned water. The fourth angel trumpeted. A third of the sun, a third of the moon, and a third of the stars were hit, blacked out by a third, both day and night, in one-third blackout. I looked hard. I heard a lone eagle flying through middle heaven, crying ominously, "Doom, doom, doom to everyone left on earth. There are three more angels about to blow their trumpets. Doom is on the way." You know, America just, Biden just signed the bill to make the bald eagle America's, like, animal Like everybody thought it already was, but I saw a video that said that he just signed the bill making it Murphy's Animal, like a short. And anyway, there's three heavens. There's like first heaven, middle heaven, and third heaven. The fifth angel trumpeted. I saw a star plummet from heaven to earth. The star was handed the key to the well of the abyss. He unlocked the well of the abyss. Smoke poured out of the well, billows and billows of smoke, sun and air in blackout from smoke pouring out of the well. Then out of the smoke crawled locusts, with the venom of scorpions. They were given the orders. Don't hurt the grass, don't hurt anything green, don't hurt a single tree. Only men and women, and then only those who lacked the seal of God on their foreheads. They were ordered to torture, but not kill. Torture them for 5 months, the pain like a scorpion sting. When this happens, people are going to prefer death to torture. Look for ways to kill themselves, but they won't find a way. Death will have gone into hiding. What did it say in Jeremiah? He said that they will seek death but not find it. The locusts look like horses ready for war. Or it said, woe to them that are not dead. They will have they will have a worse punishment than death. The locusts looked like horses ready for war. They had gold crowns, human faces, woman's hair, and the teeth of lions, and iron breastplates. The sound of their wings The sound of their wings was the sound of horse-drawn chariots charging into battle. Their tails were equipped with stings like scorpion tails. With those tails they were ordered to torture the human race for 5 months. They had a king over them, the angel of the abyss, and his name in Hebrew is Abaddon, in Greek Apollyon, destroyer. Yeah, like in that new movie about that vampire girl, and they're like, there's something more evil than the devil. And his name is Abaddon. Hold on.
When we turned around, everyone was dead. The stench of their bodies was horrible. Standing before me was death. But I'd never been so happy.
This creature is a force more powerful than evil. Its desire is to consume all life on Earth.
Do you see how that man is looking at her? That's how men have looked at me. And especially white people. And yeah, so I'm just gonna say that in this movie they're trying to make God like a demon. They're trying to make it seem like God is the enemy. I haven't watched the movie, so I don't really watch horror movies, but without seeing it, this is what my interpretation of it is, and I don't want to watch it and then be like, I'm not trying to mix God with a demon. That's what they're doing in the movie because God is more powerful than the devil. And this must be why the people in the Revelation are not turning to God because they're so afraid of him that they're thinking this must be evil. Like, and after they've gone so far into their cultic practices, the people of America and witchcraft and things, that they're thinking that's the right way. They think that's the right thing to do because they think God is so evil that they've got to attack evil with evil instead of realizing that God is good. But even a good person can be mad. Even a good person can do evil when they've had evil done to them. So this is why the people didn't turn back in the Revelations now I realize because this is why. This movie is why. This kind of thinking is how they think. The first doom is past, 2 dooms yet to come. The sixth angel trumpeted. I heard a voice speaking to the sixth angel from the horns of the golden altar before God. Let the 4 angels loose, the angels confined at the great river Euphrates. Has anyone seen those videos? The 4 angels were untied and let loose. 4 angels all prepared for the exact year, month, day, even hour when they were to kill a third of the human race. The number of the army of horsemen was twice 10,000 times 10,000. I heard the count and saw both horses and riders in my vision. Fiery breastplates on the riders, lion heads on the horses, breathing out fire and smoke and brimstone. With these 3 weapons. I had a dream about horses last night. I just realized. I had a dream that, oh my gosh, it was so good. It was like that horses were like humans. Like they're our favorite animal. Like, I don't know what I'm saying are, but even better than a dog. Like a horse is like, a horse is like a human in an animal form or something. And, that a horse will, I don't know what the dream was trying to tell me. I don't know what it was about. Like, I've never had a horse before. Maybe I'll get one day. Okay. Maybe I'll be riding one of these horses. That would be great. Okay, with these 3 weapons, fire and smoke and brimstone, they killed a third of the human race. The horses killed with their mouths and tails. Their serpent-like tails also had heads that wreaked havoc. The remaining men and women who weren't killed by these weapons went on their merry way, didn't change their way of life, didn't quit worshipping demons. I mean, they probably can't even be saved at this point. Didn't quit censoring their lives around lumps of gold and silver and brass, hunks of stone and wood that couldn't see or hear or move. There wasn't a sign of change of heart. They plunged right on in their murderous, occult, promiscuous, and thieving ways. I saw another powerful angel coming down out of heaven, wrapped in a cloud. There was a rainbow over his head. His face was sun radiant, his legs pillars of fire. He had a small book open in his hand. He placed his right foot on the sea and his left foot on land, then called out thunderously a lion roar. When he called out, the 7 thunders came back. When the 7 thunders spoke, I started to write it all down, but a voice out of heaven stopped me, saying, "Seal with silence the 7 thunders, don't write a word." And that could be because, people of the devil also read the Bible, and maybe it was so precious he didn't want it to be exposed to the world. The angel I saw astride sea and land lifted his right hand to heaven and swore by the one living forever and ever, who created heaven and everything in it, earth and everything in it, sea and everything in it. That time was up, that when the 7th angel blew his trumpet, which he was about to do, the mystery of God, all the plans he had revealed to his servants the prophets, would be completed. A voice out of heaven spoke to me again. Go, take the book held open in the hand of the angel astride sea and earth. I went up to the angel and said, "Give me the book." He said, "Take it, then eat it. It will taste sweet like honey, but turn sour in your stomach." I took the little book from the angel's hand, and it was sweet honey in my mouth, but when I swallowed, my stomach curdled. Then I was told, "You must go back and prophesy again over many peoples and nations and languages and kings." I was given a stick for measuring rod and told, "Get up and measure God's temple and altar and everyone worshipping in it. Exclude the outside court, don't measure it. It's been handed over to non-Jewish outsiders. They'll desecrate the holy city for 42 months. If we're saved, we've been made like a Jew. Meanwhile, I'll provide my 2 witnesses dressed in sackcloth. They'll prophesy for 1260 days. These are the 2 olive trees, the 2 lampstands, standing at the attention before God on earth. If anyone tries to hurt them, a blast of fire from their mouths will incinerate them, burn them to a crisp just like that. They'll have power to seal the sky so that it doesn't rain for the time of their prophesying, power to turn rivers and springs to blood, power to hit earth with any and every disaster as often as they want. When they've completed their witness, the beast from the abyss will emerge and fight them, conquer and kill them, leaving their corpses exposed on the street of the great city, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. the same city where their master was crucified. For 3.5 days they'll be there, exposed, prevented from getting a decent burial, stared at by the curious from all over the world. Those people will cheer at the spectacle, shouting, "Good riddance," for a celebration. For these two prophets pricked the conscience of all the people on earth, made it impossible for them to enjoy their sins. It amazes me that people are still going to be sinning at this point. Then, after 3.5 days, the living Spirit of God will enter them. They're on their feet, and all those gloating spectators will be scared to death. I heard a strong voice out of heaven, calling, "Come up here." And up they went to heaven, wrapped in a cloud, their enemies watching it all. At that moment there was a gigantic earthquake. 1/10 of the city fell to ruin. 7,000 perished in the earthquake, the rest frightened to the core of their being, frightened into giving honor to the God of heaven. The second doom is past, the third doom coming right on its heels. The last trumpet sounds. The seventh angel trumpeted. A crescendo of voices in heaven sang out, "The kingdom of the world is now, the kingdom of our God and his Messiah. He will rule forever and ever." The 24 elders seated before God on their thrones fell to their knees, worshipping and saying, "We thank you, O God, sovereign and strong, who is and who was. You took your great power. You took over, reigned. Angry nations now get a taste of your anger. The time has come to judge the dead, to reward your servants and prophets and saints. Reward small and great who fear your name, and destroy the destroyers of the earth." The doors of God's temple in heaven flew open, and the ark and his covenant was clearly seen, surrounded by flashes and lightning, loud shouts, peals of thunder and an earthquake, and a fierce hailstorm. Revelation chapter 12. A great sign appeared in heaven, a woman dressed all in sunlight, standing on the moon, and crowned with 12 stars. She was giving birth to a child, and cried out in the pain of childbirth. Then another sign alongside the first, a huge and fiery dragon. It had 7 heads and 10 horns, a crown on each of the 7 heads. With one flick of its tail it knocked a third of the stars from the sky and dumped them on earth. The dragon crouched before the woman in childbirth, poised to eat up the child when it came. The woman gave birth to a son who will shepherd all nations with an iron rod. Her son was seized and placed safely before God on his throne. The woman herself escaped to the desert, to a place of safety, prepared by God, all comforts provided for her. 1,260 days. War broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought the dragon. The dragon and his angels fought back, but were no match for Michael. They cleared out heaven, not a sign of them left. That great dragon, ancient serpent, the one called devil and Satan, the one who led the whole earth astray, thrown out, and all his angels thrown out with him, thrown down to earth. Then I heard a strong voice out of heaven, saying, "Salvation and power are established, kingdom of our God, authority of his Messiah. The accuser of our brothers and sisters thrown out, who accused them day and night before God. They defeated him through the blood of the Lamb, and behold, and bold words of their witness. They weren't in love with themselves. They were willing to die for Christ. So rejoice, O heavens, and all who live there. But doom to earth and sea, for the devil's come down on you with both feet. He's had a great fall. He's wild and raging with anger. He hasn't much time, and he knows it." When the dragon saw he'd been thrown to earth, he went after the woman who had given birth to the man-child. The woman was given wings of a great eagle to fly to a place in the desert, to be kept in safety and comfort for a time, and time and a half, safe and sound from the serpent. The serpent vomited a river of water to swamp and drown her, but the earth came up to her. Swallowing the water, the dragon spewed from its mouth, helpless with rage. The dragon raged at the woman, then went off to make war with the rest of her children, the children who keep God's commands and hold firm to the witness of Jesus. When the dragon stood on the shore of the sea, I saw a beast rising from the sea. It had 10 horns and 7 heads, on each horn a crown, and each head inscribed with blasphemous name. The beast I saw looked like a leopard, with bare paws and a lion's mouth. So the leopard is the national animal of, like, Afghanistan? And a bear is the national animal of Russia, and a lion is the national animal of the United Kingdom. The dragon turned over its power to it, its throne and great authority. One of the beast's heads looked like it had been struck with a death blow and then healed. That's the USA. The whole earth was agog, gaping at the beast. They worshipped the dragon who gave the beast authority, and they worshipped the beast, exclaiming, "There's never been anything like the beast. No one would dare to go to war with the beast." The beast had a loud mouth, boastful and blasphemous. It could do anything it wanted for 42 months. It yelled blasphemies against God, blasphemed his name, blasphemed his church, especially those already dwelling with God in heaven. It was permitted to make war on God's holy people and conquer them. It held absolute sway over all tribes and peoples, tongues, and races. Everyone on earth whose name was not written from the world's foundation in the slaughtered Lamb's book of life will worship the beast. Are you listening to this? They've made their bed, now they must lay in it. Anyone worked for prison goes straight to prison. Anyone pulling a sword goes down by the sword. Meanwhile, God's holy people passionately and faithfully stand their ground. I saw another beast rising out of the ground. It had 2 horns like a lamb, but sounded like a dragon when it spoke. It was a puppet of the first beast, made earth and everyone in it worship the first beast, which had been healed of its death blow. Second beast worked magical signs, dazzling people by making fire come down from heaven. It used magic and it got from the beast to dupe earth dwellers, getting them to make an image of the beast that received the death blow and lived. It was able to animate the image of the beast so that it talked and then arranged that anyone not worshipping the beast would be killed. It forced all people, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to have a mark on the right hand and forehead. Without the mark of the name of the beast or number of its name, it was impossible to buy or sell anything. Solve a riddle. Put your heads together and figure out the meaning of the number of the beast. It's a human number, 666.
I go cuckoo, she said she said us. You too! Get out! I go cuckoo, she said she said us.
Okay, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Can't believe that robot punched his TV. If I would've, he smacked his ass. If that would've happened to me, I would've punched him right in the face immediately. And he's a man and he didn't even punch that robot in the face because he was probably scared of him. Because the robot is bigger than him. The robot is pretty strong and they're really creepy. You should watch the whole video. It's really weird. It's really creepy because the robots talk like Neon. They talk like that guy Neon. Like, fuck yeah, that's what they say. They say stuff like that. And like try to be really cool. And like this is what the Bible, I think this is what the Bible is saying, is like that they're giving power to this image. What did it say? I forget. Like saying that it's it's like making it speak. Like there's 2 different devils, like there's 2 different beasts, and one of them is like making it speak. And this could be demons that are making it speak because they seem very evil, these robots, and it seems almost like a demon. The way they walk around the house, the way they roll around the house, it just seems like if if you were a baby, you'd probably be scared. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, somebody in their right mind would be scared of them. Like, they wouldn't want these robots around them. Yeah, so obviously it's for entertainment purposes for him to have all these robots around, but it is creepy. So anyway, With that being said, thank you all for watching the video. Have a blessed day. Thank you, God, for providing me with the information to post in these videos, and I will continue to post, I will continue to make videos, even though no one has watched my videos yet. Thank you. Goodbye.